Hello and welcome to
Matter of Fiction.
I'm your host, Paddy Pritchard, and in this programme we deceive, distort and detract from the truth. This week we're live from Space Station Mir. On tonight's show we have Team Talk, definitely not a member of a terrorist cell, Rory Cook.
Hello.
And Raised by Wolves, Alex Grote.
I'm the new Charlie Sheen.
And on Team Spirit we have Voice of the Communist Republic, Gareth Monk.
Hello.
And now in Technicolor, Phil Carruthers.
I am from the future.
Okay, our first game is called Stranger Than Fiction. I've just given each of the teams a real but ridiculous fact. They're now going to make up two other facts with the next 30 seconds. The other team must then guess which is the actual fact.
Okay, so...
Okay, we're ready, teams?
Hang on. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so if we start then with Team Talk.
Okay, our facts are all about the land down under. So, the first one is Foster's is brewed in County Foster, New South Wales.
Our second one is Tasmanian devils are not found outside of Tasmania.
Okay.
And our final one is the longest burning fire in the world is found in Australia, and it's supposed to have been burning for over 2,000 years.
Started by Jesus.
Right. So, Phil, thoughts?
Tell me about this fire.
Well, it was started by
Lightning.
lightning,
Okay.
and it hit coal, and then the fire started.
And the coal burns continually.
Oh.
Sort of smoulders.
That's handy. So the coal that just happened to be on the surface of
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that happens. Surface coal.
Surface coal,
Oh.
which is how people start mines. You know, they find coal sticking out the ground, and they're
Coal
like,
seams.
oh, hey, let's dig here.
Seams can start at the surface.
That is true.
Oh.
That's actually true.
It's the lack of conviction. there's seams on the surface.
Oh, yeah.
We're honestly not making it up.
So it's not the burning bush then? We clarified
No,
this.
no, because that'd be longer than 2,000 years. Duh.
Yeah, obviously.
That was Old Testament.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Get your facts right.
Right, okay, so now Tasmanian devils not found outside of Tasmania. Now remind me, Tasmanian devils in actuality, not as in Warner Brothers, what sort of animal are they? Can you remember?
They're like about. I was going to say this big, but obviously you
Yeah.
can't see that.
About a foot high.
It's about a foot high
Yep.
and about 2 feet long.
Yep.
And it's black, and it does make the noise. It goes.
It does just make weird sounds.
Okay.
But it's not the Tasmanian tiger because that's extinct.
Okay. Now why aren't they found outside of Tasmania?
Because they can't swim.
There's no one.
Well, Tasmania's an island, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but it's just there's no one. They haven't like brought. No one's brought any over. They're not in any zoos. They're only in any zoos.
Not in zoos. Well, maybe.
So they
I've
are
done
found
a zoo
outside
audit
of Tasmania.
recently. So
They're not in zoos.
They're not in zoos. Not at all.
No.
Right. Okay. Foster's brewed in County Foster, South Wales. I can believe that
Well,
because
it's the name, isn't it?
there's a lot of people drink Foster's in Wales and the rest of the UK. More so
Well,
than
it's
probably
New
New South Wales.
Oh, New South
As
Wales.
in
It's in
the part of
Australia.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I only heard South
No,
Wales.
no, New South Wales. Yeah.
That makes much more sense.
Yeah, it's brewed in Wales, but they advertise it with Australians, and it's
Which
all
way?
about, you know, Australia. Got kangaroos on
Okay.
the can.
I'm sorry, you think there's a County Foster in
I
South
don't know
Wales?
all of Wales. I've only lived in the Bangor
How
bit.
Welsh does County Foster sound to you?
Well, no, about as Welsh as the word Anglesey. See, it's Angles.
Okay, Team Spirit. Which do you think is the real
The real one, right? That fire thing's nonsense. That can't be. Although, unless they're deliberately saying it with a lack of conviction. to
Yeah,
make
I was
it-
going to say, and there's a lot of conviction with the County Foster. Maybe that's exactly what they'd be expecting.
Okay, well, so we've got to pick one true one.
Ooh.
We've got to pick one true one. I think it's the Tasmanian devil one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, we say that Tasmanian devil, not found outside of Tasmania, is your true fact.
I can tell you that one is false.
Trixie.
They are found in Australia, mainland Australia, because they put them there.
In zoos?
No, not in
Not in
zoos.
zoos. Okay.
Let wild.
Alright, okay. Right.
Ugh.
Right. Well, I think it's got to be the Foster's thing then.
Yeah, if it is
If it's
fire,
if it's
then
the fire, it's just
wow.
It's just
Coal seam.
The coal
Okay.
seam.
right. We'll say second guess. Foster's is brewed in County Foster in South Wales.
That is false.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
yes!
You are actually no.
I just made up County Foster. I don't even know if there is a
That is,
County
there's
Foster.
no fire that burns that long.
County Foster.
There's no fire that burns for 2,000 years.
There
That's
is
nonsense.
because coal seams can be at the surface. It was struck by lightning, and then it's
And
just
it
been
just burns.
smouldering, and it's just.
There we
Well,
go. then.
I've learned something today.
And it's been going for over 2,000
There
years,
you
which
go.
is crazy.
There you go.
Okay then, well done, Team Talk. Now, Team Spirit, it's your turn. Can you deceive them quite
Yeah.
the same way?
Our facts are all about animals on trial. The first fact is that in 1519, a group of moles in South Italy were put on trial for destroying a farmer's crops.
Second fact, a moth was put on trial in Bolivia for noise pollution when its wings were flapping loudly while an important politician was trying to sleep.
And our last fact, in a Utah zoo, a lemur was cautioned for public indecency when it walked naked in front of a group of children.
Oh my god. Now, I've got to say, those facts are all quite believable because governments have put people on ridiculous, well, animals on ridiculous trials. I remember reading that there was, like, a monkey was hung for spying during the Napoleonic Wars. So, it's actually true that they
We've
do
got-
these
There's a
things.
rock in Russia that is spying on Russians.
What?
The British
rock.
have a rock. There's a spy rock.
Oh yeah, it's in a rockery or something, isn't it?
And they found it recently. The Russian side.
All right.
But that's actually high tech, isn't it? I thought they put like microphones and cameras
Yeah, yeah.
and stuff.
All right.
Rather
Not just,
than
not just
a
a rock.
with a pair of sunglasses.
Yeah.
She's got an open newspaper. Nothing
I
to see here. Yeah.
So, Team Talk, do you have any questions for Team Spirit?
we have
about their...
We've got further information for
Okay,
all
okay,
for all of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can back this up.
So we have to sort of quiz you a bit. So you've got the moles in Italy.
Italy.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a legal system. So that's false.
Well, obviously, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What are your
God,
counter
it's-
arguments?
Right, it's true. In 1519, a group of moles put on trial because they destroyed a farm's crops. I don't know. All it said was put on trial. I don't know if this is put on trial in terms of in the centre of the village or an actual trial. But eventually, the judge of said trial decided not to have them killed, but to banish them to a different part of Italy. So they picked up these moles, went to a different part of Italy, dropped them off, and then left.
And then they got tried again because they're repeat offenders.
So 3 strikes policy.
Oh, fair enough.
And
And
the
the
moths
other-
make noise.
Yeah.
Now, was this one moth or multiple moths?
One moth.
As in the genre of moths. Was it one moth on behalf of its species, or
We can't.
Its motives were unclear.
Yeah, we can't discern whether the moth was acting as part of a cell or was just a rogue moth.
I'm definitely not in a cell.
Causing a.
It was disturbing the sleep of. Can you read that? Benjamin,
Miguel Harb.
who is a member of the Democratic Christian Party in Bolivia,
Okay. How did they catch the moth?
in a jar.
But I mean, how long did he have all these policemen driving around the town with nets?
No, it was in his room. It was
Oh, it was in his room.
Yeah,
he
it's
was
holed up.
Yeah, he was trying to
Okay.
sleep. Yeah, and so he asked someone to come remove it, and then they
It sounds rather petty to me. Surely you just get the moth and put
Whack
it in whack it or shoo it out the window or something.
Politicians are quite petty.
They can be.
Indecency lemur.
That's a new
Yeah,
meme. That's a
that's
new
a
meme.
new
right?
definitely,
The decency lemur.
Where?
Utah. The Utah Zoo.
I mean, it sounds because in America they always do get away with ridiculous lawsuits getting to court, don't they?
And you have to remember that the laws in America vary from state to
Yeah,
state
from
as well,
state
so you
to
can have
state.
these very stupid
You
laws
can
that
have
have.
stupid. I know. I think it's in Ohio. You need like a hunting license to catch mice. So, the one that I'm really, I don't know, like how long ago was the moth one?
The last one, well, he's in power.
He's in
So-
power
Well,
now.
he's still a member of the Christian Democratic
Yeah,
Party
yeah,
in
okay.
Bolivia.
So
So I
it wasn't
can't.
like some crazy guy in sort of 1600s.
No,
You
no,
know,
it was
get
fairly.
away
It
with
was.
things
I
like
think it was within the past sort of like 10 years or so.
None of them are plausible. You think they're all plausible. I think none of them are plausible.
I'm just trying to imagine like how they brought them in with. They had like mini handcuffs. Put them in a small cage.
Okay, Team Talk. I'm going to need a guess from you about which one is the truth.
I think Indecency Lemur,
Yeah,
because I want to start
Okay.
that meme.
Yeah.
Okay. I can reveal that is that's false. It was not the Indecency Lemur.
Okay, so Team Talk, bitter blow there. Have you got a second guess for us?
Well, Alex is choosing this. This isn't my choice. Go.
I'm gonna say the moth making noise.
The moth making noise is also false.
Oh.
It was the moles!
Italy didn't even exist.
Yeah, it wasn't unified until like the 18th century.
It was
so.
like
Can we have a point for them getting
Facts
their
about Italy.
countries wrong?
Yeah, surely you should have stated the state within Italy that it was.
I didn't think I need to put that much detail.
Well,
because
I
thought
know
you
quite a lot about the Italian legal system, and I got confused with the other.
Oh, don't sound it out the technicality. I didn't know much about coal shop thing. Seams.
Coal seams.
Coal seams.
Don't ever become a miner, please.
Minecraft is not like real life.
Okay, and at the end of that round, both of the teams are drawn at 1 point apiece.
Yay!
The next game is called Person Object Location, and this game is for one person from each team. That person will be given a person, an object, and a location from the other team, which they must link up via simple, logical steps to form a story which lasts a minute. Team Talk, will you please give Team Spirit their person, an object, and location?
Okay, so you've got Denzel Washington, electric fan,
Indonesia.
And
Yeah,
who
Phil.
from Team Spirit will be doing this today? Who will be?
Philip.
Me.
Okay, so are you ready? You have 1 minute starting now.
Okay, Denzel Washington, man who was in films that I haven't seen. So I'll make one up with a generic sounding title and hope people don't notice. Remember when he was in Explosion Town? Where there was the town with the explosions. He was holed up in a factory with his shotgun, and the factory sold electric fans, but then the building was stormed by children carrying butter knives. Because it was a metaphor for life in some way. So the children turned out to be working for the immigration office, and they deported him to Indonesia, which he had no affiliation with, but they're only kids, and kids are thick.
Okay. Thank you very much. Team Talk.
Well, first off, you got the plot for Explosion Town wrong.
Yeah.
That you're actually thinking of Fan Factory, which was one of his other classics.
Oh, yeah.
Many classics.
Yeah,
Many
yeah,
classics.
yeah.
Some of all fans.
Yeah. Butter knives against a shotgun doesn't.
How many children were there? Like,
Hundreds?
Oh, yes, hundreds.
So it was like a flood.
Yeah,
They
it's
just
this
carried him.
kind of continuous kind of raft.
a raft in a factory. This is ridiculous.
A raft of children, not an actual raft. That would be
A
daft.
raft is not a collective term for
It's I suppose it was more like a melancholy of children then. You know, all of they don't have dreams, so that's why they wanted to kill Denzel Washington. I'd hope that was obvious.
I really wanted to see that film until you had to explain it, and then
Yeah, it does less in
the raft
the-
is rubbish.
It's like
So all I can think of now is like Denzel Washington being crowd surfed by a load of 8-year-olds with rubber dinghies.
Okay, Team
Thank you.
Spirit, do you have a person, object, and location for Team Talk?
we do. Your person is Dolly Parton. Your object is a garden gnome.
Mhm.
And the location, Switzerland.
Okay, and whom from Team Talk will be stringing those together?
Alex Grote.
Okay, Alex, your minute starts now.
Dolly Parton, famous country singer, originally wrote her song "Son of a Preacher Man" about a summer holiday she spent in Europe. when she actually fell in love with the son of a gardener who kept an allotment at the top of Jungfraujoch, which is a mountain otherwise known as the Roof of Europe, which is in Switzerland. They spent a long time in his shed, which was sort of at about 45 degrees because it was on the side of this mountain. And they spent most of the summer chasing pumpkins and watermelons that rolled down the hill, which was a hazard to hikers and things like that. And they had garden gnomes that were constantly being stolen by tourists, or being falling hazards to hikers.
Okay.
Well done.
Well done. Team Spirit, what did you make of that?
My first point, I hate to say this because that was wonderful, is that Summer Preacher Man was written by Dusty Springfield, not Dolly Parton.
Oh, yeah.
But I think
Generic folk.
yeah, I think for the
lady.
purposes of that fantastic story, I can look over that flaw.
See, to me, they were one and the same. I didn't realise that they were separate entities.
Okay.
I was like Prince and the artist formerly known as Prince. Or, Dolly
Yeah.
Parton, Dusty Springfield.
But the idea of just just an allotment at a 45-degree slope. We should go to a pumpkin. Really? Again?
Oh no!
Hazard to hikers.
What, like at the bottom of the trail for hikers, the sign like the avalanche sign, but instead of rocks, it's got pumpkins, tomatoes, watermelon.
Your
German.
cucumber.
Good.
That-
So,
that'll be edited out.
Team Spirit, are you done with?
Yeah, it was. Apart from that, it was wonderful.
Okay. At the end of that round, Team Talk are leading Team Spirit by 3 points to 2.
Yes.
The next round is called Collaborative Fiction, and this round is for everyone, played in their team pairs. Each person has been given a word or topic that no one else knows. Together, each pair must tell a story incorporating their word, but skillfully concealing it, as they cannot mention their actual word or related words, and teammates will guess each other's word. Team Talk are going to start, but first I want Team Spirit to give us a starting line for their story.
I've got one.
Oh, okay.
The volcano was about to erupt.
Only the audience at home can hear this. Rory's word is book, and he is not allowed to say pages, read, write, or author. Alex's word is deck chair, and he cannot say folding, beach, or seat. Okay, Team Talk, the volcano is about to erupt, and Rory is going to get us started on this.
The volcano was about to erupt in this story, which was put into this object via language, and the person continued with the story.
While he was reclining in his portable rest and relaxation device for your bum and back. He didn't really understand why he wasn't thinking coherently and wasn't able to make any sense of anything.
It was a complicated story, filled with many plot twists. Although it could have been a simple story with no plot twists. Furthermore, the volcano exploding could have been any genre.
This confused the poor holiday goer, who still wasn't thinking straight, but was enjoying his nice, stripy, reclining device, but thought that maybe he should pick it up and move as the lava was getting rather close. So he picked it up
and placed it in his lap, and then unplaced it from his lap and got out a Kindle, because they contain many of these objects.
So with his Kindle in his lap, he got out a mini version of what he was actually reclining in at the time. Usually they were given away for mobile phones, but he managed to fit his Kindle in this one.
That's the end of that.
Oh my! I remember this game with hard.
Okay, so Alex, any idea of what Rory's was?
I'm going for book.
Correct.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, okay.
And Rory, any idea of what? Alex?
I sort of do, but don't at the same time, because the mobile thing confused me. Why would a mobile have like a little armchair or a deck chair?
Correct.
They used to give them away a lot at phone shops, just mini
Yeah.
deck chairs for your mobile phone when phones were massive things that you needed to take out your pocket because it pulled your trousers down. But yeah, no, don't you remember? You used to get
I had a couple.
yeah,
They were
little
awesome.
plastic deck chairs for phones.
Okay, now for Team Spirit. Team Talk, can you give Team Spirit a starting line, please?
The rain beat heavily on the puppy's nose.
Only the audience at home can hear this. Gareth's word is curtains, and he cannot say window, blinds, or drawer. Phil's word is wardrobe, and he cannot say cupboard, clothes, or hangers.
Okay.
The rain beat heavily on the puppy's nose. Okay, Team Spirit?
The rain beat heavily on the puppy nose, an event which Joe saw through his viewing portal in his house. However, he found that this event was so depressing that he decided to grab a hold of these two strips of cloth next to the viewing portal and yank them towards the middle so that the view of the puppy with the rain on his nose was obscured.
It was also obscured by a fairly dull garment storage device, which was wooden and tall and boxy.
After having left his wooden storage device, Joe returned to his viewing portal and decided that due to the sun having come out and the rain stopped, he'd like to see what the puppy was doing. So again,
He went to the magical world at the back of this garment storage device, which showed a considerably augmented version of events.
however, when he got to this new world, he was invited for a drink by a gentleman with goat's legs. And when they got to the gentleman with goat's legs' house, he said, "Oh, it's a bit dark in here. Could you just bring some light in?" So Joe grabbed a hold of these two cloth strips.
And they revealed another wooden garment storage device, creating a hideous paradox that Garrett's going to explain.
Okay, well, in that there, Team Spirit.
Oh God!
I remember when this game wasn't just describing.
You just try and work in things.
Okay, Phil, any idea what Gareth
If you don't
is?
Window.
No!
Curtain!
Yeah!
I know. Well, you said you were talking more about the portal
Yeah.
with the strips of cloth.
Oh yeah, but well, I know because it was every time I was going to go the viewing portal on which, and then Penny would cut to you. So every time I wanted to finish my sentence.
And Gareth.
Wardrobe.
Yes, correct.
Garment
Storage device, which was wooden and boxy and tall.
Okay, at the end of that round, Team Talk is still in the lead with a score at 4-3. Our penultimate round is called Redefinition Competition. I've chosen a few words from the dictionary which each team will try to redefine. The best definition gets the point. I'll also give the teams the opportunity to guess what the actual definition of the word is, for an extra point. Okay, the first word is fanfaronade. Gareth.
A fanfare about lemonade.
It's a aid for fans who are far away from something that they're supporting.
A music festival raising awareness about fan fiction.
It's actually a fizzy drink made out of trumpet juice, mainly the spittle and the valve grease.
Grim. I
Any
hope you got a point for that.
any guesses for what the actual definition is?
Is it actually something to do with the fanfare?
The actual definition is empty boasting.
It's like blowing your own trumpet.
Yeah, like a bit like blowing your own trumpet. Yeah.
Boom.
It's like Dictionary Corner.
Okay, the next word is occiput, spelled O-C-C-I-P-U-T.
A dyslexic octopus.
When God was creating Bangor, you can guess the punchline. We did Dean Street, hockey put.
8-hole golf course.
Nothing will compare to that. I'm sorry, mine's terrible. Mine's just going to be hockey and not the octagon. So.
Okay, any ideas for what the actual definition
8-hole
is?
golf course.
Is it?
8 choices.
It's definitely something to do with 8, I guess.
Not actually, because
No.
octi
It's
is
not
8.
oct, is it?
Octi.
Any ideas?
No idea.
The actual definition is it's another word for the back of the skull.
Oh yeah, there's the occipital
Yeah,
bone.
occipital. So it might be
Occipital, yeah.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Okay, occipital. Yes. Yeah.
Have a
Okay.
consonant, please.
The next word is bumfuzzle. Okay, bumfuzzle. That's spelt B-U-M. Double Z-L. Okay.
The Muppets After Dark.
That is exactly what I was going for. Fluff from a tramp's navel.
Bumfuzzle, the incoherent nonsense from a tramp.
Bumfuzzle, what everyone in this room is trying to grow on their faces right now, except for Phil.
For all the listeners at home, we're all attempting to grow pubic moustaches.
Some of us succeeding.
Whereas Phil already has a mighty beard.
I put Father Christmas to shame. It's like
Okay.
ZZ Top.
Does anyone have a guess for the actual definition?
Phil's things.
of
Phil's things.
bumfuzzle?
Copy Phil's thing.
Bumfuzzle.
Confuzzle is
A
with
made-up name.
confusement. So bumfuzzle is without as in something's clear.
Confused buttocks.
Is it like a kerfuffle or something? Is it a kind of incidence of chaos?
Yeah.
You know what? I'll give you a point for that.
Oh, high
It's-
five, Phil.
It's actually to confuse or fluster. It's apparently similar to the word bamboozle. That's what
So
it's
Oh.
confused buttocks was a bit
So,
off then.
but yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The next word we have is anopistographic.
What?
ANOPISTHO graphic.
And a pistographic.
Anopistographic. Okay.
My anarchic anime about me weeing during the process of making sweets.
Pictures created by urinating onto a blank canvas.
What I said to the police when they found me drunk next to a anopistographic.
Doing statistics when you're wasted.
Very good. Any ideas of what it actually means?
Hang on.
Any ideas what it actually means?
I don't know. Some sort of like because you can have lithographs. So like some sort of some sort of graphic construction.
Give it a shot.
Okay.
No, not or no. I don't know what pissed is.
What you are right now.
Just modelling my chest.
Without something.
Without graphical representation, like picture representation.
I'm going to let you keep going.
Guessing.
Is it close?
It's quite close in a way.
Is it ano? Is it
Without taking the piss, or with it being
I would
completely
just close with
serious?
what he said.
No.
without graphical representation?
Kind of.
After
No. Without
because anno
without a drawing, there isn't a drawing of them, or a portrait. They haven't got a picture. No one knows what they look like.
Somebody's never seen a mirror before.
Okay, I'm gonna have to tell you the actual definition. Okay, the actual definition is something that is not written or printed on the back. Okay, so things are only printed on one side.
Oh, so like
the
sheets of paper with work on one side.
yeah. So, the next word is mugwump. Okay, and that's mug and wump.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the process by what people don't know is that T-mugs are actually living creatures and they have to be hunted. So when you are going hunting for T-mugs, you go, "Darling, I'm just going on a mugwump," and that is the process by which T-mugs are hunted.
The noise that results when you try to rob a manatee at gunpoint.
Mugwump.
was going to say the noise of your hand when you touch the top of your mug repeatedly. Like that. It's a mugwump sort of thing.
It's a hobbit from Lord of the Rings that was later shelved. Didn't really add much to the storyline.
Okay, any ideas as to what that could potentially mean? Any guesses?
Meeting of teacups? I have no idea. That's
Magic fruit.
It's a hoedown with the moons.
I'll tell you what the actual definition is. The actual definition is one who is neutral politically. It's a mugwump. So
Switzerland, you're so mugwump.
yeah, Switzerland. Why are you
mugwumpers.
Switzerland's not neutral. It's far right.
Well, it was neutral.
Yeah, like
He's making a
70
war
years
joke.
ago.
Too soon?
70 years
Okay,
ago.
another word, because quite enjoying this. It's good fun. And now it's time for our final round, which is called It Should Have Been. And this round is for everyone. I have found the names of a few famous films. I want to know from our contestants what the titles should have been. The first film is Goodfellas.
Morally questionable, fellas.
Story about the pizza industry.
Mudfellas. It's about this ancient tribe that lives only in mud.
Story about a group of people who are really good at cutting down trees.
Okay, the second film is The Silence of the Lambs.
Eating of the people.
It's a Babe-esque story about a dumb sheep.
A story in which a horse is put on trial and the jury of lambs must be individually silenced to be acquitted, either through bribes or otherwise silence of the lambs.
The spiritual prequel to The Silence of the Lambs, which shows them funding it, The Finance of the Lambs.
Silence of the Jams, where a small town in the middle of Britain is plagued by really loud jam, and Kevin Costner has to save them from their noisy peril.
Jodie Foster plays the owner of the jam shop. Kevin Costner! He hasn't been anything in like 20 years.
This is his comeback film. This is what's going to make him big.
This is the one.
To rival Chuck Norris. Kevin Costner in Silence of the Jams.
Oh, God.
It's spreading! Just imagine the taglines.
There's marmalade on Village Hill.
Justice must be preserved.
Looks like we got ourselves a sticky...
Great.
The next film, From Russia with Love.
From Prussia with gloves. The story about the wool industry in Prussia before World War One, and how the onset of war affects it. Little Peter has to go off to war with only his gloves and a pair of woolly shoes. I don't know.
Aren't they socks?
A story of St. Valentine's journey from deepest Russia to the rest of the Western world. He's coming from Russia and he's bringing it home. That's the tagline.
I get the joke.
Starring Kevin Costner.
Leave him alone! He's already recording the sequel to Silence of the Jams.
Okay,
Revenge of the Jams.
the next film.
That's like a death rattle.
No, he's crying again.
I'm going to be sick.
Okay.
Okay, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
The Memoirs of a Leopard. Who didn't ever actually have any spots. and was constantly being mistaken as a female lion.
Morgan Freeman narrates.
When
I was a leopard.
I remember when I lost all my... Never a spotty man in Shawshank.
The story of a man who has a completely clear conscience about illegally making alcohol in his stomach, internal moonshine of the spot.
I hate to think how he dispenses that.
How to Train Your Dragon.
How to maim your granny.
What?
An instructional video.
How to Paint Your Wagon. The sequel to Paint Your Wagon. Clint Eastwood.
Should it be the prequel? It's actually a documentary voiced by Shatner on the problems of Chinese nationals getting to Chinese New Year celebrations, and the problems that they face when wearing the dragon costume and having to use the London Underground.
Narrated by William Shatner.
Yeah. I wanted to get him in there. We dropped enough names already.
The
So I thought,
dragon is on the underground.
but he didn't have a ticket. This security guard is not letting them through.
Will he find him £20 for the whole dragon? Or just
The fun man.
for each foot?
LA Confidential.
It's actually a French film. That's been mispronounced. And it's about security cameras in toilets. La Confidentielle. And it's got the guy who was in Leon. who works as a janitor in the toilets.
Blase Confidential about lawyers who go around breaking their confidentiality act with people, and Liam Neeson has to take these lawyers before he reveals the secret of the President of the United States to a bystander who's going to publish it in the news and therefore end America by communism.
PA Confidential. Kevin Costner plays a personal assistant whose boss is head of the FBI, and one day he overhears the head of the FBI plotting to assassinate the president of Bolivia. So Kevin Costner has to go on the run with this secret to find some rebels. I feel we've mined Kevin Costner now. I think it's,
Really?
I would say that
It's
he's
the boss-
been
it's the-
struck by lightning and he's been burning
Is the
slowly
boss?
underground.
Can we have the boss by Morgan Freeman? Is that possible? Can you do that?
This is about overpriced stationery shop in California, LA Costly Pencil.
It's PA Confidential is a documentary about public announcements and the hardships that they face in their job.
What happened?
Voiced by
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
What happens when people from AMOF tour America? LA Costner mention.
Oh God.
Okay,
Oh, I missed the boat.
and our final film, Sleeping Beauty.
Beating and Looting, the story of riots.
The story of riots, just riots in general. The first riot started in Neolithic times.
If
when
you want me to
there
go
wasn't
into
mammoths. Please do, because then I can think of something worthwhile.
Vinnie
to say.
Jones.
It sounds like a Vinnie Jones film, to be honest, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Someone with an injured parakeet in their back pocket, cheaping booty.
Sleeping Beauty.
Heating Beauty is about a documentary about chimpanzees and how when they come into heat, how the dynamics of the group structure changes.
Brian Blessed has his face epilated and is then knocked out after a 46-hour bender, and it's just him sort of shuffling around in bed while he's sleep talking and stuff.
Oh, Guinness!
Guns alive!
And on that note, we've reached the end of that game.
Yay!
Thank you.
So, at the end of the show, the points are, drum roll, Team Talk has 11 points.
Oh, bloody neck.
And Team Spirit has 13.
Yeah! Lucky for some.
Thank you to both our teams. Team Talk, Rory Cook and Alex Grote. Team Spirit, Gareth Monk and Phil Carruthers. And you know, I've learned something today. I've learned about coal seams, the alternative films of Denzel Washington. I've learned about garment storage devices and Kevin Costner's return to fame, which will, of course, we all know that Silence of the Jams will be released in just a month's time. I'm Paddy Pritchard, and you've been listening to A Matter of Fiction.
This show was brought to you by Banga Comedy. For information on more shows, radio broadcasts and how you can get involved, check us out on Facebook. Just search Banga Comedy. Or send us an email at comedy@undeb.banga.ac.uk.